All right. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
This is a good sake from one of our fans, B-sung. I don't know if it's okay to say their name in public, but this is Matsu no Shi? How do you read this? Aki, how do you read this? Aki no Matsu no
司じゃない。
Tsukasa? Matsu no Tsukasa? Junmai Daiginjo from the Raku, whatever, Matsuse Shuzo Kabushiki Gaisha, and it's from Shigaken. You know, it's got a little bit of a bite that's kind of characteristic of like the sake that I get after you go past Kanazawa. But what do you think about this?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, this one's really like up your alley, I think. It's not like too in your face, but it's got a little bit of a at the end to get you, you know?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of sweetness, so you got some flavor, and then it's got the tiny little, like, it's not even a bite, it's like a little nip.
Yeah, it's a little nip. Yeah. Just reminds you, I'm still karakuchi. It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, B-san, thanks so much. So before we release this video, it's on YouTube or release this podcast, we're going to send you the episode because thank you for giving us today's sake.
Very much so.
Yeah. So Austin, today, what are we talking about?
Stinky gaijin.
Stinky gaijin.
Gaijin.
So this actually came from one of our, I think it was one of our friends, AA Friends members, and they were asking, why is it that foreigners use so much cologne? It's so stinky.
Look, I think this question's like a really innocent question, but if you just look at it in a vacuum, it's like a really offensive question.
Why? Why is it offensive?
Why are foreigners so stinky?
No, it's not that they're stinky. It's why are they wearing so much perfume? And
No, I get it. Like I see where they're coming from because, like, first of all, we just have to address the elephant in the room. So this is not unique to Japan, but more unique to Asians in general.
Yeah.
And I think this statistic is like somewhere around like 30% of Asians don't produce a smell with their sweat.
I'm so jealous.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
I'm a stinky gaijin.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a stinky man.
Yeah.
Like during the summer, I smell bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's true. It's true.
It is true, right?
It's true. I never. I'm glad we are like this far away. This is like my limit for interacting with.
Oh, come on! I'm not sweating today. Get out of here.
Today.
But no, I think they're specifically with, I'm not even going to say it's a Western thing because I think it's just a non-Asian thing.
Yeah.
Because like pretty much every other culture around the world smells bad when they sweat.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's why people put on the cologne.
Yeah.
And the
I mean, that's like the back, I mean, you can go like look at like various points in history.
Yeah.
But like a big reason why like many people in Japan like looked at like foreigners coming over from Europe with like, I don't know if we should interact with them, is because when they'd get off the ship, they'd be like, dude, you smell like an outhouse.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people? Why do you smell so bad? But it, like, one of the things that makes me laugh about it though is do you know what an Axe shower is?
What's an Axe shower?
So you have Axe body spray, which you can find here in Japan. So when that first came out, in the locker room when I was in junior high, I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade when it came out. So the locker room at junior high, all of the boys would use Axe body spray.
Yeah. Well, I've really think about that. So, because in middle school, when you start to get smelly, I think that's around the time when Axe came out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And like for our generation particularly, because they really aggressively marketed Axe to being like, if you wear this, girls will like you.
Yeah.
And so everyone bought Axe. I bought Axe.
Dude, me too. Yeah, right? And so you would go into the boys' locker room and you actually couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
you would start choking because all the boys would be. So the whole thing is like you could go right. That's what you were kind of thought to do, but that's not what boys did.
Yeah.
So they would literally spray an area until it was so dense that you could walk into it and you would get the smell on you and you were good for the day.
Dude, you guys
And
are
that-
animals.
That was an axe shower.
You guys are animals. I never went that far. I never went that far. Although I just remember like my first Japanese tutor. So I was still in like late middle school, and she was a college student.
Mm-hmm.
And of course she's like this cute little Japanese girl. And so I was like, oh crap, I need to like look nice for her. So I put on, I remember it was like lesson number 2 or something. And we were waiting for, cause we would pick her up from her apartment. And then my mom would drive us over to like a local cafe or something to do the lesson. And my sister was with us one day. And I remember we were sitting waiting, and just suddenly Alex just goes, Arthur, you reek of Axe. Did you need to put on so much? But it's funny because that's this question. I actually can really understand why this is being asked, particularly in Japan. No, but let me tell you why. Because recently, I take the train every day. And recently, I got on the train, and a bunch of foreigners came in too. And there was like a wave of perfume and cologne that just overpowered the whole car. And it's like, okay, well, in Japan, when everyone's sardined together in like this small car, train car, of course you're going to feel the smells a lot more, And so.
No, it's funny. Like, I feel like everywhere I go, I can always tell if there was a foreigner there.
Yeah, because it's like. Although, to be honest though, now every once in a while though, I'll see like this young. So in Japan though, I notice it more on like women than I do like men. I feel like in America, I experience it more
with men,
and older women who wear like the traditional perfume stuff. Like, did your mom ever wear perfume that made you like, yeah. I remember my mom would put on like this perfume that to me it smelled like poop and puke basically. It was like, why would you put that on? Why does that make you think you smell good?
My mom never wore perfume that smelled bad, but she used a lot of perfume.
Well, no, for me, because when I was like, I'm talking about when I was 5. When you're not used to these smells are like horrible.
I'll tell you, a very unique experience. That you would get in the U.S. that you don't really get here is walking through the perfume department or like a Sephora, right? Walking through that is like hell.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, there's so many strong smells, and especially because like I'm someone who's very sensitive to smell. So like when I get hit with a strong smell, it's like honestly, that's a big reason why I can't eat fish.
Oh, because
the smell of fish makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
And so like I'll walk through the perfume aisle and I'll just want to die.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I mean, in Japan, because you said 30% of people don't smell when they sweat, you don't really wear as much perfume. Just like we talked about with deodorant, it's hard to get good deodorant here that works for us.
Oh my God, don't even get me started. Like, so I think we've mentioned this on a couple of our other episodes, talking about when we go to the U.S., like things we bring back to Japan. Because I think every foreigner, or at least maybe guys, I don't know if women do this, but I know guys do. Every time you go back to the U.S., you always stock up on deodorant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like if you buy the deodorant here, like it's
expensive.
I don't really understand what the purpose is.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I get cologne and perfume, because you can buy cologne and perfume here, nice quality, but like the deodorant here, it's like a wet wipe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not that strong.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. This makes me feel fresh for like 5 seconds, then I'm back to sweating again, and then it's like I never put it on.
Yeah, it's like, so I have some Old Spice that I still put on. Like I put on some Old Spice today because it's getting hot now, and on it says like 24-hour protection, on it. Yeah. But what's interesting though is that in America too, because people sweat a lot and because the smell comes from the sweat, a lot of people use antiperspirants.
Yes.
Which now they're like, oh no, it's got aluminum, it's going to cause cancer. Yeah. So you shouldn't use it, but I still use it because if I don't, I need to throw away my clothes after a little while because the smell never leaves them.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny though.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be completely forward with you. I have stopped wearing deodorant.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. Please go. Yes.
I've stopped wearing deodorant sense. It's not that I don't care about my smell, but I've kind of given up on trying to protect it, and I've just embraced it. I try to wear like undershirts and stuff, and change them out often, so and like I don't look like a giant sweaty man all the time. But since I've lived here in Japan, one thing I've noticed, because people do stink here.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but people do.
Yep.
Right? Or
There are some people who do, yes.
Yeah, right? People smell like sweat, but I feel like I don't notice it as much nowadays. Do you feel that way?
Well, so I notice it with specific people, but I don't really get the smell of it during the. Well, I feel like in America, if you're on like the New York subway or something, or you're in a place where there's a lot of people, you'll walk by and then you'll just smell the remnants of BO.
And it's very noticeable.
It is noticeable, yeah.
And I feel like when I was living in the U.S., if I wasn't wearing deodorant, I smell like, oh my God, man, I need to put some deodorant on.
Yes.
This is bad.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, I don't, like, obviously if I do it like a sniff test on myself, it's like, oh man, I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
But like, I don't really notice it these days.
Well, so it is kind of, so the situation in Japan is kind of strange. I feel like if I had an American like showering rhythm where you take a shower in the morning, not at night, and I went on about my days, I don't think I'd need deodorant. But what happens with me is, it's getting hot now during when we sleep. So I sweat when I sleep a bit. So I wake up stinky. And it's funny because for a while I was like, oh, I'm not sweating so much. I don't need to put on deodorant.
Yeah.
But just the other day I didn't put on deodorant. I went on the train and people look at you because you're a foreigner. They do like the double look sometimes, whatever.
Yeah.
But I noticed like when I
Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur Friends, you're going to really improve your English listening. And I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend.
Woo!
I have no friends. When I went to go grab like the tissue and I raised my hand up, people did like a third look, like, oh my gosh, like what is this? I'm like, oh crap. And then I put my arm back down. Well, yeah. So I just put my arm back down, and it's from that day I've been wearing deodorant every day for respect to the people around us, And I feel like that really goes into, like what one of our friends was asking, is like, why do people wear so much deodorant or perfume or cologne? And I think it's just because they're not used to being in such a tightly packed quarters with people.
I think that's really
they don't
the
think
case.
about the smell.
Yeah. No, I really agree. I think it's kind of weird if you think about like social interactions like with like Japan and like America, for example, because Americans are very touchy. So I think we get in people's personal space a lot. We don't spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it'll be like, oh, I'll give you a hug or whatever, and then
more distance.
You back away. But here in Japan, just because of how cramped things, like especially Tokyo, probably not the case in the countryside, but especially in Tokyo, like you're just in everyone's personal space so often that you like really, you really experience.
Yeah, well, it's like it goes on like when you're sniffling, right?
Yeah.
And you have a cough. Like if you cough outside, it's not a big deal. But if you're in like cramped train and you have to cough, you're like gonna cough on someone. It's so you have to put on a mask and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that's kind of the thing. But I wanted to talk a little bit when you mentioned at the beginning about when foreigners first came to Japan.
Yeah.
And the Japanese people are like, these are like smelly dogs. These people are like smelly dogs.
Yeah.
What's funny is, so I don't know how much you remember about high school history class, but I had a great history teacher.
Okay.
And his name, I'm going to wait for you to done with your song. His name was Mr. Butters. And he was like, His name was Mr. Butters.
Dude,
but he had the deepest voice ever.
I'm laughing because like my childhood friend was Butters.
Oh, really?
His name was Butters. Well, his name was Butterworth, but his nickname was Butters.
Dude, Mrs. Butters?
No, that's the thing. That was his mom was Mrs. Butterworth. So like if I spent the night at his house, of course they had Mrs. Butterworth syrup. Literally, like I would be like, Mrs. Butterworth, can I have some Mrs. Butterworth? And everyone would laugh about it.
Yeah, actually, you got to pull this up. So for those of you who don't know in the joke, there's actually this syrup brand called Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so my friend's last name was Butterworth.
yeah, so
his mom was
oh my God,
Butterworth.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Mr. Butters, he had the lowest voice ever. But he would
Hello, I am Mr. Butter.
Hey guys, welcome to my class. This is Mr. Butters' history class. I hope you have fun, you know? And what was funny is because he gave like the best. One of the reasons I think I really like history is because of him.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the Crusades a little bit. So, you know, the time when the Europeans and the Muslims fought in
like
Jerusalem.
Stereotypical history guy.
Well, I mean, that's...
Guys, we're going to talk about World War II, the Crusades, and then the rest of the year is going to be Roman history.
And what really happened to the Knights Templar. No, but... No. Well, it was, in all fairness, it was an AP World History class. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But so... For those of you who don't know, like the Crusades were when the European Christians were fighting against the like Saudi Arabians or Middle Eastern people for control of Jerusalem, right? Which is the holy city in the Western religions. But so in the beginning, the Crusaders had an upper hand on the Muslims. And there were actually records of Crusaders writing in their diaries of, you know, when we came to the battlefield, and our horses were overtaking the Muslim hordes, they were struck by God and they suddenly fell off their horses. Like, so basically, like the Crusaders are getting close, they're riding to them, and the Muslims just kind of fall off their horses unconscious. And it's because they smelled so bad. And he told me too that there was actually an experiment that someone did. And after a while, they got used to the smell, so they stopped doing that. And then the Muslims started winning, you know?
Yeah.
But they actually, he said, like, because back then, Europeans only took a shower or took a bath maybe twice a year or once every 3 months. They thought taking a bath too much was bad for your skin.
Yes.
But what he said is there was a guy who actually did an experiment where they had a guy not shower or bathe for 6 months in England. And they had him walk down the street. And there was a case of like a couple people who lost consciousness because the smell was so strong. So that's why we all wear cologne and deodorant, because we smell rank.
Should we just shower more, I guess?
Yeah. Although, but then I feel like a lot of it also has to do with like diet too. Because depending on how you...
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Like, you ever been around somebody who eats like a lot of garlic in the summer?
Oh yeah, I am that guy.
The garlic sweats, right?
The garlic sweats, yeah.
Ooh.
It's not just your breath, it's sweats.
Rank.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's you get like there's a lot of very unique flavors.
Yeah.
That I think translate into like very pungent smells.
Yeah.
Right? Garlic's one of them, curry's one of them. What else would you say?
I don't know, but you know, for like, so in Japan, there's a stereotype that foreigners smell bad. But I think for European people, there's a stereotype that Indians smell bad. And they say it's because of the food, you know? So
yeah. I think like garlic and curry are like very unique. Like this doesn't really have much to do with curry, but I remember this was like several years ago.
Yeah.
And I was teaching a class in the middle of July. It's like right before summer vacation is about to start. And I think we were taking a test at the time, and I was walking between the students' seats. And you know, it's like this was an old building, so like the air conditioning doesn't really work.
Yeah.
And it's like just hot and sweaty that day. And so of course I'm just sweaty.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll never forget, one girl like turns to me as I'm walking by and she's just like, "Sensei, you smell like curry."
What?
And I was
how old
like,
is this girl?
She was high school, so I don't know, 14, 15. And I was like, that cuts deep. She's basically politely saying that I
You
smell bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man.
But it's funny because like, I really, we kind of talked about, cleanliness in Japan versus America in the past too.
Yeah.
But I remember we had like an exchange student come over to our house back in 2007, a long time ago. And yeah, Takuro, we still talk about you every once in a while. And on the off chance you're watching this episode, hi.
She's just waiting for you, Arthur.
It's so funny because Takuro. So Takuro, he was like this real kind of punk guy, like alternative fashion. And I saw him on Facebook, and he's like a business owner. He's like clean shaven, and like he really cleaned up a lot. But anyway, so this guy Takuro, he like my sister spent a lot of time with him too because he was living at our house, and she remarked on a few occasions like, Arthur, Takuro just doesn't smell. Like how? That's so weird. He just doesn't smell. Like even after a long day, why?
Yeah.
It's a nice thing to have, I really wish I was like that, but I have to wear my deodorant.
Dude, well, I mean, in our previous episode, we talked about Reddit.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to some of the Reddit forums, it's actually good to have a pungent smell.
Why?
Because according to them, it brings up pheromones that attract the ladies.
Oh, dude, no. I gotta tell you. So there's actually.
So what you got to do is you got to take that like leg sweat and just put that on your neck, so you have that really wonderful smell.
No, but here's the thing. I want to talk about this though. I want to talk about this because, because we've talked about this in a couple of other episodes about how in America people are so obsessed with health food, even though we're like the least healthy country, and people look at food for its nutritional content, not necessarily for the taste or whatever.
Yeah,
and it kind of medicalizes all this stuff. And oh man, sorry, what were you just saying about the
pheromones?
Pheromones, yeah. And I remember because there was a time when I was really into that in college, and there was this guy who was talking about how he was living like an all-natural lifestyle. He made his own soap, and he stopped wearing deodorant and stuff, and he stopped using all the artificial fragrances.
Yeah.
And he and his wife were both like, yeah, we're like getting each other's smell, and we're all like turned on to each other more now, and it's because we smell the BO,
Smell the beast.
But here's the thing though. I really think that like pheromone thing, there's truth to it. Not necessarily the BO side.
Yeah.
But so there's this theory that pheromones, your smell, basically, not your BO, but like the smell of your body, it actually communicates a lot of information to the other person. And they've actually found out that most couples, they have like matching pheromone patterns.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when they actually meet, because I heard it's supposed to like communicate your immunity profile or something.
Oh.
And so naturally you're supposed to catch someone who has a different profile so that your kids are stronger. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know. I will tell you though, like when I was dating and there was a girl and she had tons of perfume on,
A big turnoff.
It was a big turnoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
But I didn't think it's like, hey guys, I'm just not going to shower so you can love me more.
I want to really like pheromone mac.
Yeah. Dude, we seriously, one of these days, we really need to talk about an episode about just how strange America is when it comes to this like all natural big pharma stuff. Because there's a big anti-big pharma thing in Japan too. But I feel like it's different because in America, it's like religious almost.
I mean, have we released our veganism episode yet?
No, we have not.
Okay.
But we filmed that one.
We have a vegan episode coming up.
Yeah.
And maybe by the time this episode comes out, that episode's released.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, that's true. By the time this one is released, the vegan will
but like we mentioned that in that episode that like veganism really is like a religion in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so this goes into like another topic that I wanted to talk about, but we're not going to do it. But about how like in America, I feel like people moralize things so much. Like, oh, you eat McDonald's, you're a bad person. Whereas in Japan, it's like, oh, you eat McDonald's, you're just gonna get fat. Good luck, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, I feel like we've beaten this topic into the ground a little bit. What are we going to talk about next time? Aki, do you remember what we're going to talk about next time? No? Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Actually, I think I have it on here, but we are going to talk about what we think about British accents.
Hello, chum.
That was a better one than I can do, but yeah, so we're going to talk about that next time, but
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.